I just don't understand why they would still have 44,000 votes uncounted and call the election for Katie Hobbs. So Katie Hobbs' lead on Kari Lake right now is 18,579 votes. Yet the race was called, even though Secretary of State website shows that 44,360 votes have yet to be counted. A lot of those are from Apache County. So I don't know how they decided that they would call the race, but that's what they did. The New York Times intoned, Ms. Lake lost by about 0.8 percentage points in a year in which high inflation, Biden's low approval numbers, and historical trends favored Republicans. By contrast, Governor Doug Ducey trounced his opponent by 14 percentage points. In the 2018 midterm elections, when the national environment gave Democrats the edge. No, it didn't, New York Times. We had the best economy ever. You gave Democrats the edge. Now, it's interesting to look back on 2008. Do you remember when Al Franken got his Senate seat after a very long battle for a recount? The difference between him and his opponent was about 300 votes. And this thing went on. And there was nobody saying, Al Franken's a crybaby. And yet they had these breathless articles saying, more Al Franken votes found! Which is basically, he was the Democrat. Norm Coleman was the incumbent Republican. And he was actually on top by 300 votes starting off when the election was counted. And then Al Franken and his lawyers contested it, ended up eking out a very small advantage, and ended up getting the Senate seat because the Minnesota Supreme Court would not hear Norm Coleman's argument that some votes were double counted. And then 2 years later, ironically, a watchdog group found that more than 300 votes from that race were convicted felons who were not eligible to vote. So things have really changed, but the pattern I'm noticing is, if you look here, the difference, the 18,000 vote difference right now in the Arizona governor's race is less than the amount of votes that remain uncounted, as well as less than the rejection rate for 2020. Which was 27,327. So if the margin does narrow to 0.5%, it's possible that a recount is going to be triggered. And now I've saved the best for last. You know who's the master at contesting elections? Barack Obama. In 2008, when Obama and Hillary were in that really nasty primary, CNN came out with a report talking about how Obama first won his seat on the Illinois State Senate. And Obama and his team of lawyers actually went and looked at every petition signature for his opponents, his Democratic opponents on the ballot. It was a heavily Democratic area, and so he was fighting against his fellow Democrats. These other people who were running, they had almost all of their petition signatures thrown out, and in the end, it was just Barack Obama who was alone on that ballot. He was the only choice to vote for. You can look it up. Here's the article. And I'll put the link to this article in the comments below. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon.